The Man in the Fog. I never post anything on Reddit, but I have to share this story because it really affected me as a child. When I was about 12 or 13, I used to play a lot of video games with my best friend, and we often played shooters together. As you can imagine, it was easy to get frustrated, and at one point, I ended up breaking my PlayStation controller. Since I didn't have a spare and couldn't continue playing, I told my friend that I had to stop. He said I could come over and borrow his second controller since he didn't live very far away, just a short walk. I thought okay, and told him I'd be over soon. I grabbed my keys and started walking to his house. It was already dark, and since it was winter, it was snowing and very foggy. While walking, I had a strange feeling like I was being watched. I kept looking around but didn't see anyone. When I arrived at his place and picked up the controller, I saw through a window that a man was standing in the middle of the street. I pointed it out to my friend, and we both wondered who or what was standing there. It looked like a person, but we couldn't make out any details, just a silhouette. Eventually, we decided to go outside and see if the person needed help or if something was wrong. We stepped out and asked what was going on, but there was no response. The person just stared at us and then walked away. We were both confused and told his parents, but they brushed it off thinking we were imagining things because we play too many video games. After a while, I figured it was time to head home since we had played video games together for a while. I had almost forgotten about the strange encounter, but when I was walking back, I started to feel that same eerie sensation of being watched. I saw a few passers-by, and they all seemed normal, nothing strange. But just before I got home, I looked behind me one last time and saw that person again, this time standing behind a tree, staring at me. Then they started walking toward me, and eventually they began running. I could tell it was an older man, probably around 60, but I was surprised at how fast he was running. He was shouting something in a language I didn't understand, but he didn't seem happy. I ran for my life, clutching my keys, and tried to unlock my front door as fast as possible. When I got inside, I quickly glanced back, but the man was gone. I rushed to my room and immediately told my friend about what had happened. He suggested I call the police, which I did. But since my description wasn't very detailed, the police took a report but didn't seem to take it too seriously. My parents were visibly shocked, but nothing ever came of it. In my village, 4 other people reported similar experiences, saying that someone was watching or following them. I was one of them, but no one was ever caught by the police. To this day, no one knows who this man is, whether he's just trying to scare people or if it's something more sinister. No one knows for sure, but everyone agrees it seems to be a man around 60 years old. Beyond that, no one can give a detailed description. That day, I feared for my life. I've told many of my friends about this, and I received mixed reactions. Some said it sounds like a spooky campfire story, while others believed me and were visibly scared. A few even told me they had experienced the exact same thing. Why don't you tell us what you think down in the comment section? And if you like stories like this, like and subscribe so you can see more of them.